Okay, next is footwork progression. We really want to, we're still warming up here, okay? We've stretched, we've done some of those sort of things, we've taken our warm-up throws, but now we're still getting our arm ready for the rest of practice, okay? So we want to take one step here, okay? We want to make this throw, okay? He should be lined up on the outside, on the bottom of the numbers, okay, right on the line of scrimmage. Okay, we want to make this throw to his upfield shoulder. That's a perfect spot for that throw. We'd like to see him get back a little bit faster and a little bit deeper. Okay, we put the guard there because we'll make this throw with the guard pulling sometimes, so we want to emphasize that. There's a lot faster, a lot better job by the guard, really stressing that guy, making him get away from center. Okay, nice job there. Now all these throws, we'll see some going left, we'll see some going right. We'll go one way, all the way in a row, everyone will go, and then we'll come back and we'll do the right either later that practice or the next day. Okay, here's just a clip of this, doing this in the game with the pulling guard. Okay, so you really got to get some depth. There's the pulling guard. We're able to make an accurate throw, and pick up some easy yards on the outside. But we've got to get away from the line of scrimmage so that guard can have room to pull and we don't get the ball knocked away, knocked out of our hands, and we can still make an accurate throw on time. Obviously, the quicker we get the ball that guy, the better. Now, after we've done it under center, we're going to go from the shotgun. Same thing, we want to get it out of our hands as fast as possible. This is a pretty nice job right here. Get it out of our hands as fast as possible. We want to hit the guy again in the upfield shoulder. Now, obviously, this is going right, and we were going left. Like I said, we'll go the same way, but we'll go under center, everyone will go, all right, and then everyone will go from shotgun. We want to make sure we get accurate throws. If they don't, they go again. Okay, here's a look at it going left. So, again, a little high, but a pretty nice throw right there. We don't care about the laces or anything like that. We want to see how quick we can get this ball out of our hands and how accurately we can get it there. Here's one more look. Standing a little bit too tall. You can see him actually try to get down there. But this is a nice accurate throw. That's exactly where we want it. We want it out quick, but that's the shoulder we want that ball on right there. We want that. We want it to end like that every time. And you can see he's in a nice balanced position with his feet. Okay, right at his target. He stepped just past where he wanted to throw it. If we can end like that every time, we should be very accurate. Okay, now we go to three-step. We're going to work the hitch. So now, still we're going to be bottom of the numbers, 6 yards deep. Okay, this is going to our left. Now, to our left on the three-step, we really want to turn the foot. So we'd like to turn the foot so that he can get his hips planted and go in the right direction. The other thing we want to do is we want to plant as much of the foot in the ground as possible. We want to be on the insides of our feet on our drop. Okay, we don't want to be on the outsides of our feet. The insides of our feet are going to allow us to be in the most control. We want all the pressure on the insides of our legs. We want to keep our shoulders parallel to the line of scrimmage. Okay, eyes downfield on the first step, outside on the last two. And then we want it on the outside shoulder again. Really want to drive through the throw, okay, with the foot planted just slightly past where our target is, just like that. And again, we want to finish with our feet right there in a nice balanced position. Get another look at it. You can see this right here is a good spot for the foot. Okay, you can see he's got almost his entire foot in the ground. One thing we don't want to be is we don't want to be on our toes. If you're on your toes, you're not able to control your body very well. You don't play on your toes any other position in football. You don't want to play on your toes at quarterback. You want to get your feet in the ground, create as much force coming out as possible so that you can use all the power cleans and squats that guys do nowadays. And that's a nice throw right there. Comes back out in a nice balanced position. Okay, keeps it nice and tight. One thing I will say, we want to eliminate that false step right there. A lot of guys will do that. We don't like the false step. To eliminate that false step, you can have a guy just curl up the toes of that foot. Curl up the toes of that foot. That's a good way to put mental weight on that foot, and it'll help eliminate that false step. So here you'll see a false step. You also see a guy whose feet are pointed to throw at that building off to the right. So look, if you'll notice, he really has to cross over and throw across his body. That's why he does not come down in a position that we're looking for. He comes down in an unbalanced position because of where his foot is pointed. So now he's really having to fight across his body to make this throw. Here's the same kid. Now he's eliminated the false step. Still, you can see it right down the hash mark, so he still has to come across and see where he ends up there off balance. He's making a good throw, but it's going to be harder to replicate that because he's off balance every time. It's going to be a little bit different. Like to get that toe and that foot just past his target. And what I mean there is you'd like to have his left foot lined up with that receiver's left foot. Now we go to the gun. Again, from the gun here, we just want to grab the ball, okay, and we want to throw it. So we're not going to take a drop on 3-step from the gun. So it's a catch and throw. Don't care if we have the laces. Right here, you can actually see him throwing without the laces. Okay, again, we want the outside shoulder, so this is a nice throw. And we want that ball out quick. Okay, now we're going to go 5 hit and throw. Okay, this is like throwing a speed out. The person catching the ball will be at 12 yards, 4 yards from the sideline. Okay, what the quarterback wants to do is he wants to take 1 big, 4 small. Okay, 1 big, 4 small. We really want to get back as fast as humanly possible, throw this ball out on time. Okay, again, we want to be on the inside part of our feet. Okay, we do not want to hitch on this. It's 5 hit and the ball's coming out. Okay, so we want to be on the inside portion of our foot. We want to get as much of our foot in the ground as possible, especially on that 4th and 5th step, and drive through the ball right at our target. There's a nice job right there. You can see a little bit of a false step, still working to eliminate that. But right there, you want to be basically 6 yards deep, which he is. Okay, that whole foot's in the ground right there. Right, it's lining up his hips to make that throw, and he ends in a nice balanced position. Now, same thing is going to apply for the lefty. He wants to make sure that he gets his last step to align his hips to throw this ball. Right there, you can see his last step turns and aligns his hip to throw this ball so he can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and get this ball out. From the gun, we actually want to take 1 big, 2 quick. Okay, so now we cut off 2 steps for each one, so if it's a 5 hit and throw, now it's a 3 hit and throw from the gun. You can see he's leaning back just a little bit, okay, which makes this ball go high because the elbow drops a little bit. So you'd like to see his shoulder stay a little bit more level, okay, and then drive through the throw as opposed to planting underneath him. Still a pretty good ball there. Okay, you want to leave this ball outside. Okay, here's one last one. Does a little bit better job with the foot. You can see the foot trying to turn to tell him that it wants to be opened up. The body's trying to overcorrect it, okay? But he does a nice job of getting the whole foot in the ground so he can really drive through that throw, okay, and make this an accurate pass with good velocity on it. Okay, so now we're going to go 5 and a hitch. Okay, so now when we hitch, we want to make sure we're still going to go 1 big and 4 quick. But we want to make sure that we hitch. When we hitch, we want to hitch at our target. Okay, so we want to use the momentum of our hitch. So right here, okay, we're going to put the guy catching the ball just at the top of the numbers. When the guy hits the top of his route, he wants to come right back at the quarterback. Right here, you want to still turn the foot and hitch right at your target. Again, accuracy. A lot of the time, I'll stand behind and I'll yell outside or inside to determine what shoulder I want him to throw on this throw right here. Again, we want to finish in a nice balanced position. Here's another look at it. So you can see him really using his hitch right where he wants to throw it. Just one more look to the right. It's a nice job right here. Getting the foot turned so that you can hitch right where you're trying to throw it. We just need to get this player's lead shoulder, his left shoulder down a little bit. That's why the balls sail on him occasionally. So now we're going to go seven steps in a hitch. Okay, so we're going to go 1 big, 6 quick. Okay, we want our receiver to be 16 yards deep, 4 yards from the sideline. At the top of the drop on the 7th step, we want him to come straight downhill. We want him to stay 4 yards from the sideline. The quarterback will pull him outside. He needs to be patient and wait till the quarterback gets to the top of his drop on this. All right? So the depth of the quarterback should be between 8.5 to 10 yards, depending on his size. Again, utilize the hitch. We want this hitch to be right at our target so we can generate momentum on our throw. We still want to finish nice balanced position. And we still want to have our whole foot in the ground when we hitch. Right here, this player kind of hops for a second there, and that's going to put him on the outside of his feet and make it a little bit harder for him to transition. Now, one thing a lot of guys will have a tendency to do is on these longer throws, they're going to do that. They're going to have that loop in their throw, okay? All right? We really want to emphasize having 2 hands back, okay, so that we eliminate all loops.